During the late 19th century, Benjamin Holt and Daniel Best experimented with various forms of steam tractors for use in farming. They did so independently, running separate companies, but both were pioneers with track-type tractors and gasoline-powered tractor engines. Paralleling the developments of the steam excavator were experiments with track machines, often referred to as crawlers. Crawler technology would later diverge into separate and distinct strands of activity, although the technology employed remained essentially the same. One of those strands of activity is, of course, the crawler's agricultural application. And that's what we're here to talk about today. So you're all very welcome back to the channel, everybody. This is a quick video today. It's all I have time for. So I'm not going to beat around the bush too long. I'm not going to spend too much time waffling. But anyone who has any history, any involvement with Caterpillar, if you've driven one or if you just like them, if you want to make a comment, please drop a comment in the comment section. Now, we all know, well, most of us should know, that this year Caterpillar are celebrating 100 years in business. So later in the year, I think it was later in 1925 when the company was actually formed. And there are plenty of good videos, and there are exhibitions and working demonstrations throughout the year for celebrating the 100 years of Caterpillar, and there's loads of videos on YouTube if you want to go and check some of them out, some action videos. Unfortunately, I have no action videos today, or just my words. I just have the history, and that's what I'm here to talk about. All the new subscribers, and indeed all the old subscribers and all the regular viewers, as always, you're all very welcome. So yeah, I'm not going to talk for too long. We're going to get straight into it now. Let's hope everyone enjoys this. The initial experiments involved wheeled steam tractors, which were converted to run with tracks to overcome the problem of wheels sinking into soft ground. The first test of such a machine took place in November 1904 in Stockton in California, where a Holt steam tractor had been converted to run on tracks. This was accomplished by the removal of the rear wheels and their replacement with tracks made of a series of 3x4-inch wooden blocks, 2 foot long, bolted to a linked steel chain which ran around smaller wheels, a driven sprocket and idler on each side. Originally, the machine was steered with a single tiller wheel, although this system was later dropped in favour of the idea of disengaging drive to one track by means of a clutch which slewed the machine around. From here, it was but a short step to gasoline-powered crawlers, one of which was constructed by Holt in 1906. By 1908, 28 Holt gasoline-powered crawlers were engaged in work in the Los Angeles aqueduct project in the Tehachapi Mountains, something Holt saw as a proving ground for his machines. By 1915, Holt Caterpillar track-type tractors were being used by the Allies in World War I. In the years after World War I, the Best Company continued the work with crawler-tracked machinery. In 1921, it introduced a new machine, the Best 30 track layer. This crawler was fitted with light-duty bulldozer blade, was powered by an internal combustion engine, and had an enclosed cab. At this time, there was a considerable amount of litigation involving patents and types of track layers. The two companies were frequently named in the litigation, Best and Holt. Holt held a patent for track layers, which put him in a position to charge a license fee to other manufacturers of the time, including Monarch and Bates and Celtrac. During World War I, much of Holt's production went to the US Army, while Best supplied farmers. After the war, the two companies competed in all markets, and neither had a significant advantage over the other. Eventually, in 1925, the Holt and Best companies effectively merged to form the Caterpillar Tractor Company. Holt had in fact bought out Daniel Best in 1908, but later had to compete with Best's son, C.L. or Leo Best. In late 1925, the new Caterpillar Company prices for its product line. The Model 60 sold for $6,050, the Model 30 sold for $3,665, and the 2-ton for $1,975. The consolidation of the two brands into one company proved its value in the next few years. The price of the big track layers were cut, business increased, and sales more than doubled. The Caterpillar 20 was a mid-sized crawler tractor put into production by the company in Illinois later in 1927. Production continued until 1933. It was powered by an inline four-cylinder engine that made 25 horsepower at 1,250 RPM. According to its makers, it could pull 2,174 kilo at the drawbar in first gear, but the respected Nebraska tests it recorded a maximum pull of 2,753 kilos. The transmission was a 3-speed with a reverse, and steering was achieved through multi-plate disc clutches and contracting band brakes. With a width of only 1.5 meters and length of 2.7 meters, the tractor was compact and helped to establish Caterpillar as a well-known brand on smaller farms and in export markets. In 1929, the company announced the Caterpillar 15, which increased its range of crawlers to 5 models of varying capabilities. In 1931, the first diesel 65 tractor rolled off the new assembly line in East Illinois with a new efficient source of power for track-type tractors. This year also saw the shift to the now familiar yellow livery of Caterpillar products. All Caterpillar machinery left the factory painted highway yellow, which was seen both as a way of brightening up the machines in an attempt to lift the gloom of the Depression, and as a safety measure since machines increasingly being used on road construction had to be visible to motorists. Highway yellow caught on slowly at first, but eventually became the standard colour for all construction equipment. New diesel engine crawlers went into production in 1935. Their model designation began with RD, Rudolf Diesel's initials, and finished with the number that related to the crawler size and engine power. So the RD8, the RD7 and the RD6 machines were soon followed by the RD4 in 1936. Other accounts suggest that the RD stands for Roosevelt and D is for diesel. The RD8 was capable of 95 drawbar horsepower, while the RD7 achieved 70 drawbar horsepower, and the RD6 65 drawbar horsepower. By this time, the US Forest Service was using machines such as the Celtrac 40 with an angled blade on the front, so Caterpillar built one fitted with a LaPlante Schott Trailblazer blade. Ralph Schott specialized in building blades to be fastened to the front of other people's crawlers. His first one was used on road construction between Cedar Rapids and Dubuque in Iowa. In 1938, Caterpillar started production of its smallest crawler tractor, the D2. It was designed for agricultural use and was capable of pulling 3 or 4 ton plows or disc harrows. The Nebraska tests rated it as having 19.4 drawbar horsepower and 27.9 belt horsepower. A variation of the D2 was the gasoline or paraffin-powered R2, which offered similar power outputs. By 1940, the Caterpillar product line included motor graders, blade graders, elevating graders, terracers, and electrical generating sets. And by 1942, Caterpillar track-type tractors, motor graders, generator sets, and a special engine for the M4 tank were being used by the United States in the war effort. The agricultural application for the larger Caterpillar diesel crawlers, such as the D7 and the D8 models, tend to be reserved for huge farms where multiple implements could be used. The widespread use of Caterpillar products during World War II led the company to shift the emphasis of its operation towards construction in the post-war years. In 1950, the Caterpillar Tractor Company was established in Great Britain, the first of many overseas operations created to help manage foreign exchange shortages, tariffs, and import controls, and to improve service to customers around the world. In 1973, the company created a separate sales and marketing division just for engine customers. Since then, the engine division has become important in the diesel engine market and accounts for 1/4 of the company's total sales, albeit not wholly in agricultural applications. In 1963, Caterpillar and Mitsubishi Heavy Industries Limited formed one of the first joint ventures in Japan to involve partial US ownership. Caterpillar Mitsubishi Limited started production in 1965 and was subsequently renamed Shin Caterpillar Mitsubishi Limited, becoming the second largest maker of construction and mining equipment in Japan. Caterpillar Financial Services Corporation was formed in 1981 to offer equipment financial options to customers worldwide. During the early 1980s, the worldwide recession took its toll on Caterpillar, costing the company the equivalent of 1 million a day and forcing it to reduce employment dramatically. During the later years of that decade, the product line continued to be diversified, and this led the company back towards agricultural products. In 1987, the rubber-tracked crawler machines named Challengers appeared in fields, offering a viable alternative to wheeled tractors. The Caterpillar range for 1996 included a model known as the 75C. Its engine displaces 10 litres and produces a maximum power of 325 horsepower. The operating weight is in excess of 16 tonne. It is fitted with rubber crawler tracks known as Mobile Track. The company continued to expand, acquiring the UK-based Perkins engines in 1997. While the addition of Germany's Mack Motoren the previous year, Caterpillar became the world leader in diesel engine manufacturing. In the same year, the company diversified into compact machine business to offer a range of versatile small construction machines. Considerable innovative technology is employed in the assembly of agricultural crawlers. The carriage is designed to transfer maximum engine horsepower to the drawbar. Because there is less slip with tracks than wheels, the crawler will do more work with less horsepower and requires less fuel to do so. Traction under heavy loads is variable. A wheeled tractor typically experiences slip levels of up to 15%, while under the same heavy drawbar loads, a Challenger tractor with mobile track technology experiences up to 4% slip. The long, narrow footprint of the rubber crawler tracks allow the operator to get into the field in difficult conditions by lowering ground pressure and increasing flotation. By distributing the gross weight over more axles, Caterpillar's crawlers and combines achieve reduced soil compaction. And that's what it's all about these days, reducing soil compaction, reducing the use of fuel, obviously pulling larger implements, wider and controlled traffic farming and the like. Of course, many others have followed in the Cat Challenger in their footprint. Obviously, John Deere and the quad tracks, they're all gone to quad tracks now. It's more popular, obviously, in larger farms. It's not ideal in a lot of applications, but it is fantastic technology. And of course, it reduces width on the road as well with the likes of combines and tractors even. You don't have to have dual wheels or such larger flotation tires and stuff. So that's it. That's where I'm going to leave it for today. I will be back with a second Caterpillar video in a couple of weeks. I want to talk a little bit more about some of the individual models and machines and what they were used for and where they were used. I am working on a large video at the minute about a very famous tractor factory for some very famous tractors. So that's all I'll say. I'll keep everyone guessing that. If you think you know what it is, give us a shout out in the comments as always. So thanks a million everyone for watching. I will be back next week with another video. What it's on yet, I just don't know. Anyway, thanks for watching.